Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed the output equation of transformers. So, in this class, we are going to discuss about the core design of transformers. Okay. So, in the design of cores, there are three types of cores are used in transformers: rectangular core, square core, or stepped core. Usually, in shell type transformer, this rectangular core will be used. And in high voltage and power transformers, square or stepped cores will be used. Okay. And this is the construction of rectangular core, and this is square core, and it is stepped core. So usually this stepped core will be used in high voltage and high capacity transformers. The reason for this, the circular coils can withstand any mechanical stresses, so that for high voltage applications and high capacity application, the stepped core with circular coils are used, and for low voltage applications, this rectangular core and rectangular coil will be preferred. And among this square and stepped core construction, in both square and stepped core construction, circular coils are going to be used. And why do we prefer this stepped core construction over the square core construction is, for the same cross section area, the diameter of the square core will be more as compared to the diameter of the stepped core. So we are going to prefer the stepped core construction for high voltage applications. So here the length of mean turn of copper is going to be reduced in stepped core construction as compared to all other constructions. So you can save some amount of copper, as well as copper losses can be reduced. So this stepped core construction is used in high voltage and high capacity applications. It is having more advantages as compared to other two constructions. Only thing is, the drawback you can say is, the labor charges are going to be more, because it is having different core sections, so different lamination sections has to be constructed. So that is the only drawback of this stepped core construction. So now we are going to take one by one, and first the square core construction. We are going to find out the gross area and net area of the core. Okay, and this is the square core construction, and this is the core. Actually, this square section is the core section, and A is the sides of the square, and D is the diagonal of the circumscribing circle, or you can say this is the diameter of this circle. Okay, and it is also diagonal of the core, square core. D is the diagonal of the square core, as well as you can say this D is the diameter of the circumscribing circle. Okay, sides of the square are A, so that you can find out this diameter of D is square root of A square plus A square, so it is 2A square and square root of 2 into A. So sides of the square is equal to D divided by root 2. So gross core area, AGI, is core area. It is being a square, area is A square. Okay, it is A square. So A in terms of this D. So you are substituting squaring this dB square root 2. So you are getting 0.5 D square. So this 0.5 D square is the gross core area of the square core section. We usually assume a stacking factor of S of 0.9. Net core area is stacking factor multiplied with this gross core area. So I am multiplying with this 0.9. So it is 90% of this particular area, so it is 0.45 d square. The difference between this gross core area and net core area is, in the gross core area, the insulation of all laminations is also included, but in the net core area only iron is included. That is why it is AI. Okay. Net core area. Area of the circumscribing circle is pi r square. R is d by 2. So it is pi r square. R is d by 2. So d by 2 the whole square, d square by 4. So pi by 4, d square is the area of circumscribing circle. So then we need to find out the ratio. So usually in all core sections, we need to find the ratio between net core area to the area of circumscribing circle, gross core area to the area of circumscribing circle, and the core area factor Kc. So that is the ratio between net core area divided by square of diameter of circumscribing circle. The diameter is missed here, so I just add it. Square of diameter of circumscribing circle. So here you know the net core area is 0.45 d square. Area of circumscribing circle is pi by 4 d square. So the ratio you are getting 0.58, and the ratio between gross core area to this area of circumscribing circle is 0.64, and this particular ratio Kc core area factor is net core area divided by this particular square of diameter. Diameter of the circumscribing circle is d, so square, it is d square, so it is 0.45. So these three values you have to always keep it in mind to use in a problems. And then we are going to take the two-stepped core, or it is also called as cruciform core. So this is the structure construction. So you are having two sizes of stampings. Two stampings we are having. So it is two-stepped core, or it is also called as cruciform core. So here the dimensions are going to be, so the length and width of the core. Length is considered as A at both sides, and width is taken as B at both sides. Okay. And as usual, this is the diameter of this rectangular section, as well as this is the diameter of the circumscribing circle. So these three, and the value of theta is the angle between this D and A. Okay, that is considered as theta. So these four variables you have to keep it in mind. A is the length, B is the width, and D is the diameter of the circumscribing circle, and theta is the angle between D and A. And that is given in terms of A and B, all the sides. So you know this side is A and this side is also A, and it is B and this is also B. So these two areas are actually, this is A and this is B. So this area and this area includes A minus B. So separately this area is A minus B by 2. Again it is A minus B by 2. So with this convention, we are going to again derive the equations for AGI, that is gross core area, net core area, and case. So these three equations we are going to derive for this two-stepped core construction. So you know from this section, you know it is cos theta and sin theta we are writing. Cos theta is adjacent side A by D, and sin theta is opposite side B by D. So sin theta is B by D and cos theta is A by D. So you can write A and B, that is length and width of the rectangular core section, in terms of this D, okay, diameter of the circumscribing circle. So the the gross core area from this is we are going to calculate. So it includes one rectangular section, that is A multiplied with this B is the area of this particular core section, and this section and this section, one side is B and the other side is A minus B by 2. So it is 2 into A minus B by 2 into B is the area of these two sections. And the rectangular section is A into B. So that is the gross core area. So you see A into B is the rectangular core area, and the two smaller sections are, one side is B and the other side is A minus B by 2. So it is 2 times of A minus B by 2 into B. So on reducing, we are getting 2AB minus B square. So then you are substituting for A and B in terms of sin theta and cos theta. For A, d cos theta, and B it is d sin theta. So you are substituting all the values and reducing the equation, and finally you will be getting it is d square sin 2 theta and minus d square sin square theta. So you are going to get the maximum value of AGI. So if you want to get any maximum value, you have to differentiate that equation with respect to the variable, and then we have to equate it to 0. So we are considering this equation and the variable is theta. So differentiate this AGI equation with respect to theta and then equate it to 0. So on differentiating this equation, you will be getting it is d square, it is sin 2 theta, so it is cos 2 theta into 2, and sin square theta, while differentiating you will be getting 2 sin theta cos theta. So 2 sin theta cos theta, and then equate it to 0, so that you will equate these two equations. So on reducing this 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta, so that d square will get cancelled. You will be getting sin 2 theta by cos 2 theta is 2, so it is tan 2 theta. So we are getting theta as of tan inverse 2, so this particular value. So then you are going to substitute this theta value in the dimensions A and B. So A is d cos theta, B is d sin theta. The theta value we are going to substitute is to get the maximum core gross area. So this particular value which you have obtained in the section is going to be substituted over here. That is 31.7. It is not 31.48. Please note this correction. So it is going to be 31.72. You are substituting over here, so that you are getting A is equal to 0.85D and B is equal to 0.53D. Usually in the problems from the value of AGI, you can calculate this D, because I'll show you. Yes. So this is actually net core area. AI is 0.45 D square for this particular square cross section. So like that, for every core section, you will be having this equation for net core area. So by knowing the net core area from the EMF equation, not EMF equation, from the output equation you can get this AI, and by knowing this AI you can calculate D. So by knowing D, then you can calculate this parameters A and B. So that is why we are getting the parameters A and B, the dimensions of the core, length and width of the core in terms of D. Okay. So that now we are substituting in the AJ equation these two values. So everything is in terms of D now. So simplify the equation. Then AI is 0.9, that is the stacking factor multiplied with this AGI. So you are substituting and getting this particular value. Then these three ratios, net core area, gross core area, and KC, everything you are calculating, and you are getting 0.71, 0.79 and 0.56. So it is tabulated. So for square core and cruciform core, we have derived this equation, and for other cores the values given you can derive by your own. Take it as a homework and complete that particular values also. Try to obtain these values. Okay. So you just keep all these values in mind to use it in the problems. So this is about the design of core. Thank you for listening, students.